Hi everyone, this week in maths we are learning about shapes. And so and to be successful we want to be able to name our shapes, our 2D shapes, and also describe their features. And in this lesson today we're going to be really focusing on just describing the features of your shape. So before we start, what you'll need some 2D shapes that you can either make, like I have here with some cards, so you can just trace, draw and cut out some shapes to help you with this activity. Or you might also like to find some around the house. So I was able to go through Emmy's toy box and find a semicircle and a circle and some others like a diamond or a rhombus, triangle and so on, shapes. Or something around the house like maybe this shape, which is a birthday card, which is a rectangle. So you need to find some shapes or make some shapes for this activity, and then so that's the first bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of an open-ended task today, and it's the same thing. You can probably reshape this activity a few different ways to make it easier or harder for yourself. But I'll go through what the problem is first. So it's a bit of an open-ended problem. So imagine you are describing a shape to your teacher over the phone. And I based this one because I just had a conference with Wilksy, and I asked Wilksy just to see how he was going with his shapes, and we played a little game called Guess My Shape, and so he described the shape to me, and then I checked if I could guess it using the feature. So I thought we could do that that's why I've chosen this one. Maybe one more time. Okay, so today in maths, for our activity, we're going to do an open-ended problem. And to give you a bit of context, just had a phone conference with Wilksy, and I got him to try to describe some shapes to me over the phone, and I was trying to guess them. So I thought it's a really good activity to do. And we're really going to just focus on describing the shapes. So there's a few words before I go into that we use to help describe them. Sometimes, and we'll go through those. So sometimes we use the word sides. We talk about how many sides the shape has. So for example, a square has 4 straight sides, or 4 sides. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We also talk about how many corners they have. So for example, again, I'll choose a triangle. A triangle has 1, 2, 3 corners. So that kind of gives you a hint of what shape it might be, because not all shapes have 3 corners. Some shapes have straight sides. So you might say this one has a straight side when we talk about the sides or edges. And sometimes we talk about curved sides or curved edges. So they're the sort of words we use. So we use sides, corners, and straight and curved. And so Wilksy used those words to try and describe me a few shapes, and I was able to guess what they were. And I thought, so that's sort of what our problem is based around. So imagine you are describing a shape to your teacher over the phone. Describe the shape without naming it so your teacher could draw it and know what it is. So that's our task today. So there's a few ways you could do this. You could maybe record it on a video describing some shapes, or you could, even if you want to do it in your book or using a side of your book, you can maybe draw the shape and describe its features using these words: sides, corners, straight and curved edges. So does anyone know this shape? For example, if I was going to just record it in my book, I might say, I might draw it. So I could just record it in my book like this. So I'd practice drawing the 2D shape, which is actually another skill. Talking about how many sides has it got? It's got 1, 2. So it has 2 sides. 2 sides. So I just do 2 sides. S, I, Z, E, S. And one side is, what would you have? It's curved. So 1 curved. So I can look at, if you write the words down and just put them on the wall, you can use that, curved. So curved. And then we've also got one that is straight. And I think if you told your teacher that you've got 2 sides, one is curved, one is straight, they would pretty quickly know that it's a semicircle, because there's not many shapes that have a curved side and a straight side. It's sort of a debatable whether you call it corners or not. Corners are or vertices are sort of when 2 straight lines sort of come together, so you might not refer to the corners on this one. Or you could do this one. How many sides has this one got? Let's have a look. It's got just the 1, and it hasn't got any corners at all. So It's got the one continuous side and it's curved. So you might just say one side. You can draw a picture of it, draw the picture of the circle. One side, no corners. That's really important. No corners. So using the words that, and also it has a curved side, a curved. So just do one curved. And so if I said one side, no corners, one curved side, your teacher you'd probably be able to do that. And that's sort of how we would describe it. So let's practice a few others. We won't write these ones, but you could if you like, if you want to draw them and describe them, or you could just do it verbally. So this one has got, it's a triangle and it has 1, 2, 3 sides. It has 1, 2, 3 corners. So that's a triangle. And that's why it's really good to have these, because if you've got them there in front of you, you can sort of count them and look at them and use them to help you recognize the features and describe the features. So this one has got 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. It's got 4 sides. It's got how many? It's got straight sides. Now that sounds a bit. That could also be another few shapes. Maybe you could say what it looks like. It looks like a diamond. Yeah, and then you could probably say, oh, it's a rhombus or something like that. So have a go at that. Try and do 5 or 6 shapes. You can either do it just video recording yourself if you just want to describe them and then show the shape, or if you'd like to do it as in the same way I have in your scrapbook, drawing the shape or tracing around the shape and then describing it using the words, so sides and corners. Yeah, so I'll just do one more quickly. So if I did the square, this is probably a good one. If I was to describe a square, I might go, how many sides has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. I could describe it as 4 corners. There's something really unique about a square too, which is each side is the same length, which we talked about length last week. So equal sides, equal length, 4 equal sides. But it's up to you how you want to use it, but I'm trying to use these words, sides, corners, straight and curved, and yeah, and record it either on the video if you'd like to do it that way, or do it in your scrapbook like I have. And yeah, depending on how easy or hard you want to make it, if you would like to extend yourself, do some tricky shapes like 8-sided shapes and 6-sided shapes, hexagons and octagons and that sort of thing. Or yeah, and if you want to make it just a little bit easier, just stick to those shapes, you know, like a square, a triangle and a circle, and those simple shapes, and just practice describing them. So have fun, hope you enjoy. Yeah, looking forward to seeing your work, and I might get you to, for those people who have a conference for the rest of the week, I might get you to test one out on me and see if you can describe one and I can guess it. Okay, yeah, have fun.